So let's take stock of where we are right now. Our banking system is going through some issues. Now, if you watch MSLSD and Meet the Mess and Deface the Nation and the Communist News Network, it's of course caused by probably, I don't know, Donald Trump or white supremacy or George Bush or global warming or transphobia. I'm going to go with they say it's Donald Trump's fault. And I'm going to say that it's because he reduced the amount of regulations on banks, allowing banks to make riskier investments. Am I about right? Now, here's the problem with that argument. The banks aren't floundering because they made risky investments. They're floundering because they invested in the United States government in bonds. Security-backed bonds by the United States government, guaranteed a 2% return over 10 years. Well, what happens when the government goes into fucking print stupid amounts of money for no fucking reason mode? Sorry, I'm trying to. What happens is the bills that they're holding, the bonds that they're holding that yield a 2% return over 10 years are made insignificant by a bond that returns 10% in 2 years, right? So now the bonds they're holding, they can't even fucking trade on the market so that they can make their loans because the government cut their legs out from underneath them by printing stupid amounts of money for no fucking reason. On top of that, our southern border is completely disintegrated. We have no control over it whatsoever. Fentanyl and new Democrat voters, refugees seeking a better life, making America better, are streaming over the fucking border. No control. None. And the cherry on the cake is, oddly enough, a U.S. Reaper drone was either shot down or forced down over a place called the Black Sea. Now, I'm sure it was shot down by Donald Trump himself or Darth Cheney or George Bush or white supremacy or transphobia or homophobia or hate speech, right? But I looked and I checked around the East Coast, the West Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, fucking up by Alaska. I even checked the Great Lakes, counted them and went through them because there could be a Black Sea up there that I'm unaware of because I went to public schools here in the United States. It's possible. Couldn't find it. Couldn't fucking find the Black Sea. I did find it over in Europe. Over in Europe, defending my Ukraine, I bet. Looking out for my Russia. Gotta watch out for them Ruskies. Right? The 1980s called. They want their foreign policy back. Look, if you watched what we did in the Middle East, if you watched the way that abortion took place, if you witnessed the levels of ineptitude, pure, unadulterated stupidity that took place in the Middle East, and you honestly think to yourself, yeah, let's spark off a war with Russia and China at the same time. If you, over some dictator in a tracksuit who plays the piano with his dick and arrests fucking priests and closes up churches because he doesn't like what they're talking about in there. Because of democracy? And I'm really, really sick and tired of you know-nothings out there saying that our democracy, our democracy, our democracy. We don't have a democracy. We live in a representative republic with democratic practices, but we are not a fucking democracy. For you morons who don't understand what a democracy is a pack of wolves and a sheep deciding on what's for dinner tonight. It's mob rule. We don't live like that. We have a baseline limit on what democracy can do. That's called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, by the way. We've sent $113 billion to my Ukraine for ammunition and stuff like that. And they're out again. Wonder where all that money's going. Meanwhile, the outstanding medical debt in the United States is only $88 billion. All you people complaining about insulin prices or, treatments for people that they can't afford, we could have paid off every single outstanding medical debt in the country for $88 billion and had money left over to play with for gender studies programs in Pakistan for lesbian teenage midgets. I don't really know what else to say. I will say this though, apart from the only thing that astounds me more than the ineptitude of the United States government is the cowardice and ignorance of the voters that installed it. I mean, I scroll down Facebook from time to time now. I post little funny things here and there. But I don't see all you people who were screaming and mocking and ridiculing Donald Trump. I don't see you cheering and lauding Joe Biden. All of a sudden, you're like that Homer Simpson meme. You're slowly backing into the bush. Where are you? All you people who are complaining about racism under Donald Trump, my Charlottesville, my January 6th, where are you? I want you to say something about this. I want you to be as enthusiastic about our current state as you were 5 years ago. Oh, and by the way, it was a lab leak. Ignore all the 20-year-olds dying of heart attacks. I mean, I know where you are because I see you. I drive for a living. I see you driving around in your car alone with a mask on still when I go to Massachusetts. Still. Got your fucking mask on alone in your Subaru Outback with your Liz Warren stickers on there. You disappoint me.